Hey Ross, how's it going? You liking the new walls that I put up? Yep. Keeps us safe from monsters in here, and it only cost me 2 double chests of cobblestone. This is getting really expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, hi hello, I'm the ImpendingMoon, and welcome to Minecraft Alpha 1.2.401. And in between episodes here, as you can probably tell, I have worked on the walls. And pretty much only the walls. This is about, I think, 2.5 hours of just building, not including mining out the extra cobblestone that I needed. And to be honest, I am getting a little bit sick of just working on this. But there's still more work that needs to get done with them, so... honestly, it shouldn't take... No, it's gonna take a while. I was gonna say it's not gonna take too much longer, but that's a lie. So the first thing that I'm gonna be doing here is working on the entrance, because I've got a design laid out, and it should look good, but the biggest thing is that I also need to do some landscaping here. So let me go and grab the resources for that, and I'll just hop in. Alright, so I'm loaded up on the building blocks that I'll probably need. Although, I might want to throw some cobblestone into some furnaces to grab some more stone. Alright, so I'll just chuck some stuff into here, and that should be good enough. Okay, so I think the first thing that I'm gonna do is just try and sculpt the land to actually conform to this. And, it's probably gonna be a little bit of a challenge. Hopefully not too bad, though. But I definitely am going to want that stone pretty soon. Okay, so that's the top part done. And of course I need to wait for my stone to be done before I can do any of this. So I should probably just get this taken care of right away. Now I already have this design planned out. So my general outline here is that it's going to be just a relatively short part of the wall, and then we're going to have an arch in the middle here, and it should work out pretty okay. Okay, so this is far from complete at this point, but you can get kind of a rough idea of what I'm going for. So, I've got the main archway here. I'm probably going to throw some fences over this, just to make it look like it could close if it had to. This here is the main wall. I'm thinking this is going to be a 1-block center here, and I'm thinking stone is probably going to fit best. Then I'm going to raise the wall up to match this, and put on, like, probably a mock walkway and some parapets, or whatever they're called. The little divots at the top of the walls that make it look like a castle. And then this tower needs to go even taller, despite the fact that I've already poured stacks and stacks of cobblestone into it. If you can't tell, I'm really tired of just building out of cobblestone all the time. But before I get any of that done, I need to go grab some stone from the furnaces. Hopefully it's done by this point. Yep. And I can just pull all this out, and this is going to be immensely helpful. And you know, I really should build a pathway up to there, because right now I kind of need to go all the way around. Ah well, I can deal with it later. Okay, and that should be everything done. Should probably light this up before I jump down, but other than that, I will be able to see how it looks. So, whatever, I'll take the fall damage. This needs more decoration, but other than that, I think this looks really nice. Definitely a lot better than just having a big old gaping hole here. Speaking of which, I still need to fill this in with stone, but yeah, I'm happy with how this turned out. I'm thinking probably stairs. Sure, why not? Yeah, stairs are a nice addition. I'll probably add some more stuff, but for now this works. Then this is also bugging me. So, let's go ahead. Yeah, now I can actually see that side. Oop. If I could actually get up here, placing this would be much easier. Alright, well, with this done, I've only got a few more adjustments that I want to make to this. Then I want to get out of here because I've spent way too much time just looking at the same cobblestone walls over the past, like, 3 weeks now, I swear. Alright, so that's landscaping done. And that's the wall extensions done. So, hi Cal. I'm gonna go grab some supplies and then head over to a place to build... well, you'll see. Alright, so I got my supplies just in time for it to be... nighttime. You know, burning building, we may have had our differences. There's nothing more to that. You don't get... yeah, creepers have an animation now. I was hoping to not show it off, but... they do. They really do. Where did you spawn? On top of... I forget. Alpha Minecraft? Sometimes I appreciate the jank. Sometimes I don't. Anyways, time to just ride a minecart over to here. And you might not notice it, but the maximum speed of minecarts and pigs have actually slowed down a little bit. I don't really notice difference, but the wiki says there is, so I'm just gonna believe that. Now, I'm thinking that I'm actually going to have a use for stuff up here. So what I'm gonna do with these islands is that I want to make a little amusement park. Mostly because I don't actually know what else I would do with these. Like, you know, I could just leave them be, but that's kind of boring. Especially since I put in the effort to build a minecart rail here. So, an amusement park it shall be. Ooh, the grass here is actually really nice. I like this color. Now, this is mostly just going to serve as a distraction for me as I struggle to build that thing. But this here, just as some preliminary plans, I think I'm going to have a pathway leading out to an entrance building here. Then we're going to have pathways shooting out to each of these main islands. And I'm thinking that this first island here is going to be the location of my first attraction. That, of course, being a roller coaster, and I'm seriously running out of inventory space. So I've been on a little bit of a roller coaster kick lately. I've tried quelling it using stuff like Planet Coaster, but I felt that it would be more interesting to try and bring it into Minecraft. Now, it's been probably about 5 years since I've built a roller coaster in Minecraft, and I definitely haven't built one in this early of a version. So it's going to take some creativity to make this thing work. Now, my overall plan here is that we're going to have a station, of course. It's going to do stationy things like load and unload riders, and that's it. So, what I'm thinking here is that I want to be able to place a minecart like right here, and then have the operator, which is going to be me because, you know, Ross is too small to push the buttons. I want to be able to push a button and then launch myself, instead of relying on the simpler launch designs of that. And as much as I would like to do, like, a chain hill design, that just doesn't work, so we're gonna have a launched coaster. Yeah, so in order to do this here, so we got this block as a marker, which means that we're gonna need rails to come over here. So if we're launching this way, we have a button that swaps a... You know what? I'm just gonna build this and then explain it, because otherwise my thought stream is incoherent. Okay, so this hopefully is going to be a more coherent explanation. So, we've got... Why do I have sheep here? Whatever. We've got a main booster track that constantly sends this minecart around. This minecart's going the wrong way. Sheep. Yeah, this is what happens every single time I try and build a machine. I'm used to it at this point. Alright, now that it's moving the right way, this is hopefully going to be, hey Ross, a more coherent explanation. So, Ross, get off the track. No, what are you doing? Just be in the minecart, that's fine. So he's our engine right now, and I want it to be that I can set a minecart down right here, sit in it, and then press a... That's a lot of animals. And then press a button that swaps this track around and then pushes me forward. Alright, so if I just make a button here, I am kinda curious on how this will react to just having this be a thing. Hey, it actually works! Alright, so this engine's running properly. Ross is on his break, that's fine. Alright, so if I sit here and press the button, it works. Great. And it works, like, right away, too. That's sick! Alright. I might actually do this with some of the other, stations here. But yeah, I was kind of expecting to need to do something a little bit more complicated. Because sometimes these things kind of freak out when you do this. Like, sometimes you need an inverter. The only issue that I can see is that if it's like on the farthest side away from here, so like right here, I don't think it'll make it in time if I just like push the button. Yeah, you see? And I would do a pulse extender, but I have no idea how to in this version. Let's see. Okay, that could be an issue. Mostly with the fact... You know what? It doesn't have to be an issue. Alright, well, before I get started with the actual track design, I should probably actually, you know, make the station look decent. Okay, so with the station done, the track is going to be an interesting part of this. So, I think I'm gonna try and get a basic layout done, and then I'll tweak it further if it needs it. And the first element of the track is, of course, just going to be a hill, because, I mean, you kind of need a hill. I mean, not really with a launched coaster, but I want a hill, so I'm gonna make a hill. Okay, so this is probably good enough. Then, of course, immediately after the hill, we go down. How do I go? I guess I'm using the skyblock method. So, whoop, drop some water. And then I can actually start placing blocks underneath this. Alright, you know what? This is way too infuriating. I'm just gonna build up. Okay, and then I think I'm not gonna go all the way down, but instead, I'm gonna level it off a little bit. And immediately go into a turn. Which, I mean, isn't the easiest thing to try and do here, but... I'll give it a shot. Okay, so this... I mean, it's a smooth curve, but with how rails curve, I don't necessarily know how it's gonna be to actually ride. And of course I missed that. But hopefully it's okay. So I'm gonna go up again with this. Not gonna go as tall as that one, because it just doesn't really work that way. And we're gonna go probably like this. You know, I think I actually want to smooth out the top a little bit. So I guess that means going like this, I think. Yeah, smoothing out that actually looks a lot better than just the angle that I did with that up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that real quick, which is kind of easier said than done, but I couldn't just walk across the track here. But I can just walk across the track here. No biggie. Yeah, that looks much better now, too. And that is the track done, minus all the rails, of course. And I'm hoping that we've got enough speed to actually get through this entire thing. It's not the most complicated design, but hopefully it actually is, you know, pretty good as a coaster, at least to ride. Yeah, so it mostly focuses on just having hills, so, you know, you get ejector airtime, you get pushed into the side, you get pushed down into your seat, back out, yada yada yada, and then a few, like, kind of bunny hills just to slow down, theoretically, slow down the coaster until it eventually pulls into the station, and, I mean, in theory, you'd have, like, speed control here, but whatever. So I'm gonna go ahead and place down all the rails here, and hopefully we can actually make it through, because I kind of want to get a POV of this thing. Okay, well, I've run into one issue, just as I've been checking on this. My minecarts are just gone. Like, I didn't put them anywhere. They're not supposed to despawn. Nothing else is despawned. I blame you for this. Well, anyway, now that I've actually got this going, hopefully they stay spawned in while I track this thing. Oh, and I just barely didn't have enough rails to finish that. Ah, well, I got pretty close. And there we are. Let me tell you, this thing looks a lot better now that it's actually got track on it. But I think the best way to test it is just to go straight in and see if we make it through. So, let's get going. Alright, there we are. Hey, let's see, can I make it a second round? I might need to figure out how to put brakes in the back of that. Who knows, maybe I'll just put a stop. But yeah, we definitely have enough to make it here. And although with the camera jolting around like this, it isn't exactly the best experience, it is still pretty cool just to have this in Minecraft. Let's see, how many circuits can I do? So we're at 2. Can we make it 3? Alright, now can we make it 4? 5? Alright, now this is getting kind of ridiculous. Give it up for round number 7. 8. 9. You know what? I'm just gonna count how many I go, and I'll tell you at the end. Because this is way more than I was expecting. Alright, well, that would have been 20 if a sheep didn't get in my way. And I'm kind of glad that it did, because I'm kind of sick of this. I'm just going to extend out this and put a little block there. Because I'm not going to sit here and wait for that as it goes around 20 times each single time that I want to ride it. Also, I swear, did this despawn it? I don't even know what to do anymore. It just keeps despawning. Well, hopefully it's not going to have that issue for, why does... You know what? Everything is just happening, and I'm here. I'm just going to keep going, doing my own thing. Alright, there we are. Now we can do exactly one circuit, and I'm actually going to move this one up. And hey, that is technically a completed ride. There's still a bunch of supports that I need to add in, but I'm not going to bother with that right now. That is going to be something for another time. But overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, it does have enough power to launch you around the track 20 times, so I feel like this might be overkill. But whatever, that's not really my worry right now. Thanks, cows. I mostly just wanted to get my mind off of building my castle for a while, because it's all I've done for a good chunk of time. And this has been a pretty nice distraction. So I'm just gonna head back over to my base, And there's still a couple things that I need to finish up with the castle right now. But I will definitely be coming back here to do some supports and other rides. And of course, now that I'm back up here, I get to go ahead and turn my graphics back to fast so I can actually see what I'm doing. And this entrance actually looks really good, now that I'm looking at it again. Anyway, there's still some stuff that needs to get done here. Specifically, I need to start breaking up each of the walls and towers by adding some detail. So, first off, all I'm going to do is just add some logs to the base of this. Then I'm probably going to do the tops of the towers real quick, because that shouldn't be too difficult. Alright, and for a first test, it doesn't look too bad. Diagonals are probably going to remain the hardest part about this, but I don't think it looks terrible. It does need some more stuff though, but for now that's all that I've really got resources for, and it looks good enough. Yeah, adding in these sections here really helps break up the monotony of just cobblestone, and also helps distinguish the towers from the walls. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a base design and a top design, but other than that, it is pretty simple, but it's an effective way of just adding some flair to some walls. Yeah, and for those of you wondering how MLG Water Bucket is working, I'm not entirely sure myself, because from what I remember, this version still requires 2 blocks of water to break your fall. But it works, and I'm not going to complain. And then while I'm over here, I might as well make this look a little less bad. And I'm mostly going to do that by just making it not go back down. Now, that does mean this actually needs to be a bit higher to match the rest, but I can deal with that once I'm building up the tops of these. And I'm going to hold off on doing the outside of this for now, mostly to save on logs. So, today we have learned that the water bucket trick works for short distances. It does not work when you're falling off a cliff. I have no healing items on me. This could prove to be an issue. Alright, well, here's to hoping that I can just run over there and not run into any monsters. Please? I'm gonna help my chances by setting it to fancy so monsters can't spawn on leaves. Still haven't confirmed if that is an actual, like, yeah, they do that. But I'm not taking chances. Not with this. Hi, Ross. Not a fan. Pigs. Oh, thank goodness I keep this around. Hi, pig. Don't mind me. Dang. Alright, well, that was a scare. So I guess I might as well just stock up. I guess I'm not going to stock up on this again, but whatever. It's here, it's safe. I'm going to go back to building, and I'm going to try and not fall off the side of that thing. Alright, well, after failing another 3 MLG water buckets, I'm finally done, and at very low HP. But hey, it looks nice. Yeah, even just adding the little bits of wood in there really helps bring this together a little bit. I think it'll look far more cohesive once the bases are done, and same with the tops. But for now, it's definitely a step up. Yeah, but before I do anything, I'm actually gonna go use my farm for the first time in like 2 months. And the thing is, all my armor isn't necessarily to protect me from mobs, it's to protect me from myself and fall damage. Because that is where it gets damaged the most. It's been a while since I've actually used this. Luckily, I still got a stack of wheat in here, and no crafting table, because I didn't think that far ahead. Ah, well, it can fit underneath here. No problem. And you know what? Just to be safe, I'm gonna keep a couple things of bread on me. Well, anyways, back to building, because now I get to go even further up to build the towers. And of course, there's one wall that I missed. Yeah, well, it's not that difficult to build. And you know, I got all this way to build the tops of the towers, and I completely forgot to bring I have them. What am I talking about? Editor's note. I'm an idiot. And I suppose I should probably embrace my old tradition of just embedding crafting tables in all of my builds, pretty much everywhere. Because I used to do that all the time, and I kind of dropped off of it. But it is extremely useful to just have crafting tables everywhere you go. Now, the one issue with this design that I've found is that since I've extended out one block, the parapets don't actually line up properly symmetrically, because instead of only having one single diagonal here, I've got two. So I basically just need to pick two directions and build it mirrored, instead of having it be even no matter what direction I go from. So I think I'm gonna go with, let's say north-south here, and just call it a day. Now, I eventually will go ahead and put in a ladder down, but especially considering I don't even have a doorway here to begin with, I'm just gonna water bucket my way down, and that is pretty much just gonna be copied and pasted for the rest of the towers here. Except for those two. They're gonna be odd because they're so close together, and I might actually make it so that they're one. I don't know. Those I'll probably just leave blank for now because I don't know what I'm gonna do with them. And now that it's daytime and I've got the front two towers done, this here is what my design overall looks like. And honestly, I don't necessarily know if I like it. I do think from out here it looks better than from inside, though. Huh. I might do some tweaking of the design on my own time, now that I think about it. 'Cause yeah, from this angle it doesn't look that good. But it does look good from like a far angle, so say if I were to go all the way back here, yeah, that looks fine. Huh. I mean, I could theoretically get a four-way symmetry going on, I think. It's just not the easiest thing to do. Well, you know what? I'm gonna deal with this later. And right now, I'm actually going to need to start grinding even more resources. I mean, at least when I'm mining for cobblestone, I also get diamonds. Sometimes. But still, I really kind of wish that I could just have an automatic cobblestone generator. But that's not going to be a thing for a while. So, manually mining it is. You know, I'm going over here for this, and I just realized there's a stone block missing from that. That's going to bug me for a while. But whatever. The one thing that I can really easily generate is a lot of wood. So I'm going to plop down a bunch of chests here. And I'm just gonna farm wood for the foreseeable future. Because for all the projects I'm ever going to do, chances are they're all going to take wood, and this wood farm does not last for very much longer. So, I guess it's just time to start getting some boats. Well, I guess you guys don't necessarily need to see my boating antics, so I might as well sign off. But yeah, I think this has been a pretty productive episode. So I got some decent work done on the castle, which you can actually start seeing poking out from behind the mountain, which is really nice. I built a roller coaster, which is a nice turn of events. It's going to take so much wood to get the fences for the supports on that thing, though. So that's gonna take a while. And it's also part of the reason why I'm gonna fill up all these chests with wood. Probably even more, to be honest. And, yeah, I mean, chances are the next few episodes are just going to be building and designing, But I think things are gonna start getting a little bit more interesting with the onset of future updates. But anyways, I hope you've enjoyed. I've been the Impending Moon, and good night. No, but really, these projects are gonna take so much wood.